Corbyn, Jonah, Daniel, Zach, and Jack make up the pop band Why Don't We, as they inspire the world to live their dreams one concert at a time. But their widespread success and countless limelights, aka their devoted fans, didn't just appear out of nowhere. These guys have been working hard as a team for years to build their band and create their music. They are about to start a new tour, and they are bringing old and new rules to the table to make them and their show better than ever. They may be strict, but it's a must-follow for each of the members. Even superstars have some limits, like cleaning their own tour bus and dressing appropriately. If you're new to the Trendy, make sure to subscribe to the channel to stay up to date on everything you need to know about Why Don't We. Now we'll reveal all the strict rules the 5 band members must follow on tour. Solos are a must. Why Don't We was formed with 5 guys. All were sitting together as solo artists and said, why don't we make a group? And that's when the pop band we love was born. They actually believe that the reason why as a band they are so strong is because they all come from their own beginnings, plus the fact that they were all friends so they got along. Many of the boys describe the band as feeling like just hanging out with their friends all day long. However, they still acknowledge and respect each other's skills and talents. That is why it is essential that each member has their own solo song during their tours or at concerts. By each doing their own solo, many of them acoustically we might add, it allows them to each get their fix as a solo artist while being part of something bigger. The group is often asked if they will break apart and do solo work, as they all agree that at some point they will, but for now they are happy as a team. Handshake Prestage. It is widely known that WDW has a secret handshake before they go on stage. Well, it is slowly becoming less and less secret as the boys are shy to show people the handshake. This is a rule implemented by the boys themselves. Prior to any performances they do, they all must do the high five with each of the other bandmates. That means right before they go on to put on the greatest show, they each will do the handshake with every other band member. We'll do some quick math here. That's 25 handshakes being thrown around pre-performance. So why Don't We always need to do the shake? Well, at this point, it is more than just a rule or a ritual. It is also a superstition. They have been doing it for so long now. It not only feels weird to not do it, but they also believe it helps them put on a better show. Hence, superstition. Either way, we think it's super cute that the boys all pass around their positive energy through a good old-fashioned secret handshake prior to getting on stage facing thousands of their devoted fans. Fans are number one. Everything that WDW does on tour is for their fans. They're there to put on the best show with the best energy, performance, and sound that they can possibly give. It goes beyond entertaining and comes into connecting with them. The band does lots of press and interviews while on tour to be able to meet more fans and answer any questions they may have. This means that they do interviews in multiple cities while still having a show at night, making the group very, very busy, which may still be an understatement on their schedule. WDW realizes that they are so successful and have made it so far because of their fans, and they want to make sure that they give all those amazing, graceful vibes right back to them. Since each of the boys have had their own careers prior to joining the group, they also have their own fans, which have kind of meshed into one greater group of fans, known as Limelights. For instance, on one interview for a radio station in Pittsburgh, the main fans sitting in the front row had just seen their show and had followed them to Pittsburgh for their next show. Talk about loyal. So by WDW doing that radio show, they got to meet some of their most devoted fans sitting right there in the front row. Wardrobe. Where would the boys be without their top-notch style? We're not really sure, to be honest. From Jack's permed hair to Corbyn's unique style and their coordinated tuxedos, we worry that without their essential tour wardrobes, things would go downhill fast. Okay, so we're being a little dramatic, but their look and the group's overall style is very important for the vibe and feel of the concert. It is a must on tour to be comfy in the bus, but it is also a must to look dope as ever at interviews, meet and greets, and of course on stage. Just take a look at the boys' Instagram and you can see how influential their dress code is. It most likely is informing and inspiring many fans how to dress right now. Each of the guys also have their own fashion vice, which was talked about in 2017 on the the radio interview show Wild 949. Corbyn admitted to being a shoe guy, and when he was asked what he was wearing, he revealed he had on some Snoopy Vans. The other guy spoke about vices that weren't really so much about fashion. Daniel's is instruments besides his angelic voice, and Jack's was skateboarding. Both pretty chill vices if you ask us. Stay hydrated and take vitamins. Drinking water and getting nutrients really should be common knowledge for us all, but it's so easy to forget about it, especially when there are Slurpees, coffees, pizza, and well, really any awesome food. But they also make sure they get a lot of water and nutrients. This isn't only for their good looks, it's to keep their voice functioning top-notch for their performances. However, they still admit to loving pizza and each having their own favorite morning cereal, many of which are sugary ones, aka the best ones. When Daniel was asked to give some advice to his fans, one of the first things he said was to stay hydrated and take your vitamins. Then he got funny and listed off a ton of other things, and we quote, "Get up and get outside for at least 60 minutes a day. Also, play manhunt with your friends. It's fun. Oh, and don't drink hose water. That's it, I swear." No cleaners. This may sound weird, but the boys don't have cleaners. Bus cleaners, that is. Why don't we have a tour bus, which they are all in a whole lot while on the road, and they have to clean it themselves, which is much more than many celebrities would do. When they revealed this fact, it shocked many people that WDW actually has chores like the rest of us. One day, well into a tour, their bus driver snapped at them because the bus was so darn filthy, and that was when the boys had to clean up the whole bus together. But we just think that's great that instead of hiring a cleaner, they did it and now do it themselves. On the radio station Hits 97.3, the band was asked if they cleaned their own rooms as well, and they all kind of hummed and hawed around the question. Then Corbyn said if his mom gave him a round of applause after he cleaned his room, then he'd do it a lot more often. Sharing is caring. One of the greatest things about the five guys of WDW is that they truly believe and live by that phrase we all learned in preschool. Sharing is caring. This is why the guys work so hard and even write songs while they're on tour. All the sharing goes on in between the concerts and the bus, exploring new lyrics and sharing new chords as they continually talk about what they know and share with each other. This process allows them to get right into the studio when they return from tour and begin recording new music again. Perhaps this sharing is caring thing actually works? Instead of being precious with their own talents, they all add it up and share it to make the best music and the best pop band. Not to mention the most efficient. Maybe that's why they've helped to release 5 EPs, 1 album, and multiple singles by 2018. Social media activity. Social media has become one of the most efficient ways to communicate with fans and spread news. In order to grow their reach and share news about tours and concerts, social media is a strict rule. All the boys are required to be active on social media and continually grow their brand and Why Don't We's brand, which makes us super happy as we get more of a peek into all their lives. Obviously, this is most likely a rule they'd all do on their own anyways, but it's still greater for us fans to get to know them better. Social media is the way of the present and future marketing, and Why Don't We are using it for their advantage and also for their fans' enjoyment. Rehearse, rehearse, rehearse. It's pretty clear if you've ever seen these guys perform that they must rehearse a lot. It's a strict rule that the band must follow. Rehearsing is the only way their tour is going to be as solid as it is, so none of the members put up a fight about this. In fact, each member wants to rehearse as much as possible so they all feel prepared and confident for their millions of fans. Despite rehearsals being tiresome and long hours, the boys all still have fun together. Why Don't We is also not shy to post about their long rehearsal process on social media, making sure fans stay informed about what the group is doing. This may be a strict rule for the hip-hop band, but it is one that they all want. We bet their rehearsals would be a blast to watch. Give back. With all their success, accolades, and limelights, WDW knows the value of giving back to the community. All 5 members visited the Seacrest studio at Children's Hospital in Colorado to meet the patients and their families. The kids at the hospital were excited to chat with the band and ask them questions. The #1 fan was a young girl who asked the boys, "If you were a Disney princess, who would you be?" Daniel answered right away that he would be Elsa from Frozen. seems the most appropriate answer with her song Let It Go. But the best part of this whole visit was the surprise performance the guys gave to the kids. This act of giving back just goes to show how humble the band is, and the priority they put on giving their community time, despite how busy they all are. Which rule shocked you the most? Would you follow these rules to be in a band like Why Don't We? Let us know in the comments below. Subscribe to The Trendy and give this video a like if you're Why Don't We's #1 fan. See you all soon, and thanks for watching!